Scottiguma speaking out, P1 real estate company, P1 real estate company, but most of you really did not know the details of how it started. Here is how it started.
Verydarkblackman is currently wearing the shoes of the likes of Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Malcolm X, and the legendary Fela. And I'm wondering why this guy is getting so much backlash instead of support. Would you appreciate him more if he was killed? Most of you currently against Verydarkblackman admire the likes of Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Malcolm X, and the legendary Fela. Meaning, if you were born during the time of Nelson Mandela, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Fela, probably you would have still been against your purpose. Because Verydarkblackman is doing the exact same thing in Nigeria, and you are so blind to see it. Verydarkblackman has achieved results more than the combination of years of various protests. He's currently holding institutions and leaders by the neck to do right, and he's squeezing the citizens to follow suit. The only issue is that most of his scapegoats are your fave. But it's crazy that you're picking your fave over justice. Then you are causing more problems for the country than solution. I therefore now pledge to join Verydarkblackman in the fight against corruption, because I believe in a better Nigeria and a better society. And you should do the same too. Lend your support, lend your voice to BBS.
Scottiguma just last year in 2024 October, when he pledged his allegiance to say, oh, I support Verydarkblackman because you know what, Verydarkblackman is doing an excellent job. Now, if you are a content creator or somebody who is on this online space, you see that the country is so porous, a lot of difficulties, a lot of problems, and there is nobody to speak to. Verydarkblackman is just one person, so everybody needs to find something, find a place in this country where there is problem and fix yourself. That was how Scottiguma fixed himself into the real estate industry, because there's so many complaints. Now take note, P1 real estate company is not the first real estate company Scottiguma is calling out. Scottiguma has called out several companies, including automobile, but real estate was where he specialized in, because just like he said in this video, he is going to pick a sector to also try and sanitize, because that's the only way Nigeria can be better. And just like what you expect, of course, you can't fight corruption without corruption coming to first fight you back. That's what happens in this case. Now, P1 Real Estate Company is a registered company. The fact that they are registered with CAC is one of the reasons people trust them and believe that, okay, these people are good, I want to invest. Everybody knows that land is a good investment. So they say, okay, I want to invest, and then they move out. For most of the unfortunate people who have fallen in the hands of P1 Real Estate, most times they pay for their items, for their lands, and then they don't get. During allocation, they keep posting them. Scottiguma has never, just like Verydarkblackman, Scottiguma has never come out to call out any real estate companies without receipts. And that's why most people have been paying. But of course, we must have some coconut head, like P1. Now, P1, there is over 1,000 petitions against P1. P1 has been doing a lot of videos, how they make so much money, how they do this, how they do that, a lot of videos. But then people you are owing are constantly coming to your office to come and complain, and you are not doing anything about it. That was how Scottiguma started calling him out, because before you call out, you've already gone to meet them in the DM. Okay, how can someone have a land dispute with you for like 4 years, 5 years, you've not given him another piece of land, and you've not returned this money? P1 Real Estate and Scottiguma, they couldn't get on the settlement table. One time, P1 Real Estate actually came out to say, oh, sorry, whoever we are owing, we have issues, we will settle it. We didn't know that they were already looking for a way to arrest Scottiguma. Just like a thief in the night, one day we received news that they've arrested Scottiguma, but they did not go there themselves. Who did they use? The tool of oppression, the Nigerian police. The Nigerian police has never ceased to amaze us. In fact, not just the police, the judiciary as a whole has never ceased to amaze us. The fact that people have been coming to complain that they have issues with P1 Real Estate. But because P1 Real Estate is a big name, they have money, they have everything, petitions are being swept under the carpet. Petitions are constantly being ignored. Petitions are constantly being ignored. Now, it is two ways. You either pay people or we call out your name. So Scottiguma started calling out. So that the call out of Scottiguma against P1 is one, in case you have a land with P1 that you have not been allocated, pursue it to the end. If not, you might not get your land. Second, for those who have been, for those who have paid but they've not gotten their land, they can get their money back. Also, you who intends to buy, make sure you look well so that more cases don't come up from them. Now, instead of P1 fixing, P1 decided to arrest. Scottiguma has written a petition of about, I know there was about 50 petitions, 50 people who submitted their petitions to Scottiguma. As Scottiguma packaged these petitions, printed them, organized the petitions, and took it to EFCC office. EFCC office, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Now, is this not supposed to be part of the job of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission? Why did they not go and arrest P1? Why did they not invite P1? Why is P1 owing over 100 people in Nigeria? So, as usual, these people will rather find, it's very, very heartbreaking, right? It's very heartbreaking that we are complaining the government is not good. The government is a big problem. The government is this, the government is that. But at the end of the day, you have individuals who are still like the government, who do worse than the government. If they have the opportunity or the power, they definitely will do worse. They definitely will do worse. That is why we keep complaining. Now, listen to one of the victims has been complaining about, including filing case at EFCC, filing cases at police stations against this same P1. But now, the police have decided not to look at those ones, but they decided to arrest Scottiguma. That's why we are saying free Scottiguma. Because this is more like you who are the police, who are supposed to be law enforcers, enforcing the wrong law. Take a look at this.
That is selling receipts to people instead of land. To the general public, I was at the EFCC again last week to submit another 25 petitions against P1. So we now have a total of 130 petitions that has been sent to the EFCC against P1. And we still have about 30-something victims that we are yet to file their petitions. And more names are still coming. I'm getting more names daily, day after day. More victims are still coming to my DM and telling me the atrocities that they've went through under P1. Now, these are the acknowledgement slips that I got from the EFCC. You can see this first one, submission of investigation report and petition against P1 Group and its subsidiaries, blah, blah, blah. And you can see the second paragraph, the submission follows the coalition of over 55 individual petitions. And you can see the EFCC stamp there, received 18th of June, 2025. Now, this is the second one. You can see submission of the second batch of petitions. And if you go to the third paragraph, this submission consolidates 50 new petitions. So that's 105. And you can also see the acknowledgement stamp that it has been received by the EFCC on the 4th of July 2025. You can see the stamp. Now, this is the third one, and it says submission of the third batch of petitions. And if you go to the third paragraph, it says in total, so this third batch of petitions being submitted today, we have now submitted exactly 130 individual petitions in total. So we submitted 130 petitions to the EFCC against P1. So to the EFCC, I've done my part. It is now left for the EFCC and the law to do their own parts. Because the world is watching. Nigerians all over the world are watching. Nigerians in Nigeria are watching. The entire world is watching. So to the EFCC, the ball is now in your court to ensure that justice is served. Now also, the unintelligent Augustine has been trying to have a meeting with me. They've been trying to set up a meeting with me, but I've refused to attend any of their meetings that they are setting up. You can see one of the letters that they sent to me from the office of the chairman and the founder himself, Dr. Augustine Onuwere. You can see office of the founder, Dr. Augustine Onuwere. Invitation to a meeting with the founding chairman of P1 Group. We write to formally invite you to a meeting with the founding chairman of P1 Group, Dr. Augustine Onuwere, scheduled to hold as followed. Venue, the boardroom, P1 Max Corporate Office House, 21, Monica Court, Chevy View Estate, Chevron Drive, Lekki Ekpe Expressway. Date, Tuesday, 8th July 2025. Time, 11 a.m. So I did not go. I refused to go to the meeting. Simply because when I started this, when I was first invited to the DCP office, the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Yaba Pantif, I was invited there under a petition that was written against me for cyberbullying and cyber stalking by P1. And then P1 himself, the chairman, did not come. He sent his lawyers. And then I told the lawyer, before we discuss anything here, if we are going to say anything here, the chairman must be in the meeting. And the lawyer said, I'm not powerful enough to have a meeting with the chairman. So now, chairman, they say I'm not powerful enough to have a meeting with you. So now, why you define me up and down? Why you define me? Why are you trying to have a meeting with me? I'm not powerful enough to have a meeting with you. Now you are begging to have a meeting with me. You are now not powerful enough to have a meeting with me. You are not. And I'm also getting some calls from people that seems to be working with P1 who are using some blackmailing terms on me. They are trying to use some blackmailing terms on me. I'm getting some calls from people who seems to be working with P1. They are trying to use some blackmailing terms on me. And I've also told them I have nothing to hide. If you think you have anything against me, carry ahead. Go and do it. But P1 is not a trend. It's a movement. P1